If you've ever tried to make Chinese takeout crab rangoons and been disappointed in the result, this video is for you. Today we'll go over everything you need to know about making takeout-style crab puffs at home. I'll show you how to prevent your wontons from exploding while deep frying, and I'll reveal the top secret ingredient the best takeout kitchens use to give their rangoons an unexpected crunch. Now, we'll make two different versions of the cream cheese mixture, a basic takeout style and one you'll find in more upscale restaurants. But first we should address a special ingredient you'll need for the stuffing. For the crab, most takeout kitchens use kanikama, or imitation crab. You've likely seen kanikama in inexpensive sushi like the California roll, but why is it called imitation crab? It's because it's made of a ground fish paste called surimi. This paste is then pressed into blocks and dyed red to look like crab meat. The reason takeout kitchens use imitation crab is because it's much more affordable than the real McCoy. Its taste is slightly sweeter but less oceanic than real crab, if that makes any sense. And you'll typically find it in the refrigerated or freezer section of most major grocery stores. For a basic takeout rangoon filling, let's start with 8 ounces of cream cheese. And you'll want to let this sit out at room temperature for about half an hour so it's easier to work with. Then add half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of MSG, and you'll find this labeled as accent seasoning salt in most Western grocery stores. If you have an irrational phobia of MSG, you can just up the salt a bit. And 1 teaspoon of sugar. And you might be wondering, why are we adding something sweet? Sugar is a key component a lot of people miss when attempting to recreate the flavor of takeout cuisine at home. It won't make your rangoons taste sweet. It'll just balance all the salty elements and tie the flavors together. Then mix in all the seasonings until they're incorporated into the cream cheese. To prepare the imitation crab, take a stick and twist it like this, which will help it break apart and make it much easier to chop into the little pieces you see in most takeout crab puffs. Then fold in a quarter cup of the chopped crab into the seasoned cream cheese until it's evenly distributed. Then cover the filling and toss it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes or up to overnight. Re-chilling the cream cheese accomplishes two things. First, it allows the flavors to develop, and secondly, when you're frying the rangoons, a colder filling helps prevent the cream cheese from turning too soft and leaking out of the wonton wrappers. And this is a basic takeout-style crab rangoon filling. Now, for something you'll find in more upscale restaurants, we'll follow the same process, but incorporate a few more spices and seasonings. So let's start with 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese, and to that add half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of MSG, 1 teaspoon of sugar, a quarter teaspoon of white pepper, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. Then mix in the dry spices until they're well combined. Next, add 1 teaspoon of light soy sauce and 1 to 2 drops of toasted sesame oil. Mix in the wet ingredients until they're thoroughly combined. Then toss in a quarter cup of minced green onion whites and a quarter cup of the chopped crab and gently fold them into the seasoned cream cheese. And make sure to refrigerate it for at least half an hour or up to overnight before using. For the wrappers, what you want to look for is the small, square-shaped wonton style. You'll see several different types in most Asian grocery stores, but I've consistently gotten the best results with the Hong Kong-style wonton wrapper. These are a bit thinner than other skins and they fry up nicely. Twin Marquis is the brand I've seen used in most takeout kitchens. I've also seen Dynasty a few times as well, but pretty much any small, square-shaped wonton wrapper with a yellowish hue is what you're looking for. To cook, we'll start by heating some neutral oil to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you'll want to add enough so the rangoons will be completely submerged while frying. This will help them cook evenly. Now, to fill the wrappers, you'll typically see 2 different shapes, the Phillips head screwdriver and the pouch. And I'll break down how to make both. For the screwdriver shape, you'll lay down the wonton wrapper in front of you like a square. And we'll need to wet the edges of all 4 sides with some sort of liquid to seal the rangoons. Most takeout kitchens use water. However, I noticed in my testing for this video that a lot of the wrappers kept coming loose while deep frying, no matter how hard I pinched them together. So I also tested egg as a sealant. The dumplings I used egg on held together noticeably better than the ones sealed with water. If my admittedly unscientific tests are any indication, egg appears to be the superior liquid to seal the wontons. So I recommend using an egg wash. To make one, you'll just whisk 1 egg with a splash of water until it's homogeneous. Then wet all 4 edges of the wrapper with the egg wash and put 2 to 3 teaspoons of the cold filling right in the middle. Take the ends and bring them up so they meet one another while pinching them together. Now pull up slightly and bring each end up and over to the middle of the filling while gently pressing down once they meet. Turn the dumpling so you can seal the other sides, pinching forcefully so they're closed. Continue this with the first sides to make sure all 4 edges are completely sealed. Then gently pinch the middle of the Rangoon with your fingers like this to ensure the top is also sealed well. After you're sure all 4 sides and the top are secure, lightly press down on the dumplings to flatten the bottom and spread out the filling. It's probably going to take you a few tries to get it right, but this is what a proper Rangoon will look like if you've done it correctly. Now, if you keep having problems with your wontons coming loose or bursting while you're cooking them, I recommend using the pouch method. These are not only much easier to make for beginners, but they also seem to hold together better while deep frying. To make the pouch, lay the wrapper down in front of you like a diamond. Then place 1 tablespoon of filling in the middle, and you won't even need any liquid to seal the skins for this shape. Then bring up the point nearest to you to meet its opposite side. Pinch them together while slightly pushing down on the filling. Now take each side and bring them up, crimping them together with the first sides. And here's the part most people miss. After they're all together, take the wrapper, put it in your hand, and pinch the top while slightly pushing down on the ball of cream cheese so that it's completely sealed. This will ensure there are no air pockets in the pouch, and it'll stop the cream cheese from leaking out while they're frying. After you're done filling the Rangoons, working in small batches, drop them in the oil and cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. After the first minute, you want to agitate them a bit so they cook evenly, and you'll know they're done when you can see all the sides are evenly bubbly. You're not looking for any color, just make sure all the sides of the wonton wrappers aren't raw. Then drain them on a wire rack and allow them to cool for about 5 to 10 minutes to allow the cream cheese to firm up a bit. I burned the shit out of my mouth while testing these because I was impatient, so make sure you let them cool before eating them. But before we dig in, any self-respecting Rangoon connoisseur knows you've got to have a dipping sauce, and you'll usually see 2 different styles. You've got the obnoxiously neon red old-school Takeout sweet and sour sauce, and a Thai-style sweet and sour chili sauce. For the Thai version, you should be able to find the base of this sauce pre-made in bottles in most Asian and Western grocery stores. They'll be labeled as sweet chili sauce. They're all pretty interchangeable, so just grab whatever brand you can find. Then add a 1/4 cup of the sweet chili sauce to a small bowl. Toss in 1 tablespoon of unseasoned rice vinegar and 1 teaspoon of light soy sauce. Whisk everything together until it's well combined, and this is a basic Thai-style chili dipping sauce. For the classic Takeout-style sweet and sour sauce, let's start with a 1/4 cup of white sugar in a small pot. Then add 1½ teaspoons of cornstarch, 1/8 teaspoon of MSG, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Whisk all of the dry ingredients together, then toss in a 1/4 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and 2 to 3 drops of red food coloring. Turn the heat on to medium and continue whisking until all the dry ingredients are dissolved and the sauce has come up to a light simmer. Then continue simmering until you've achieved the correct consistency. It usually takes just a couple of minutes. And this is a standard Takeout style sweet and sour sauce. Now, very quickly before our taste test, I want to tell you about a secret ingredient some restaurants add to give their Rangoon filling a surprise crunch: water chestnuts. There was a Takeout joint near my house when I was growing up that had the best crab puffs, and there was something in the filling that made them slightly crunchy. So I asked one of the waiters, and she told me they put water chestnuts in their cream cheese. You'll generally find them in cans like these, and all you'll need to do is dry them off and finely dice them. Then add the chopped chestnuts to the cream cheese filling following the steps outlined above. They don't add any flavor, but just give the Rangoons a nice little something extra. Alright, back to the taste test. Crab Rangoons are the Lay's potato chips of Chinese takeout cuisine. If you can eat just one, congratulations. You have more self-control than I do. Now please, stay right here, enjoy the Crab Rangoon, don't move, and I'll be right back when you click this Chinese takeout egg foo young video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.